Uh-oh, guess what day it is?
It's Rave Day!
It's Rave Day!
It's Rave Day!
It's Rave Day Podcast with your host.
Ow! It is the hottest dog. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you're now dialed into yet another episode of It's Rave Day Podcast with yours truly, Aldo, aka the historian. Back once again, I'm joined with two good friends of mine. We are here with Lynn, aka Lynn. For short. And then Tin Man.
Yo.
My man Lewis. And then behind the scenes, but very much in this bitch, we have Kev PB. Yo. Yeah. All right. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Now, those who are viewing, y'all might be wondering what the fuck happened with the setting. Yeah. We went with couches this time. We decided to be a little bit more comfortable, and we're just experimenting with a different setting. And then you're probably wondering why the fuck I'm wearing a hot dog costume. We're still in October, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, we're currently broadcasting on October 30th, being tomorrow, Halloween.
That time of the year again.
Yep.
A Halloween shirt.
Yep. Yeah, Lynn over here is rocking her queso. Well, what was that? The queso shirt, right?
We did the whole pop up.
Oh, we've got mic issues. Give us 1 second.
So staticky.
Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear.
There we go. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. What was that again, Lynn? What were you?
When he did his whole stint with at the Palladium and then the show at Exchange, and he had the whole pop up, Halloween haunted house pop up thing.
That was a three night run that he did. Well, it wasn't it wasn't in a row. No. But in SoCal, he did a three event stint. He did
Observatory.
He did the observatory on that.
Exchange first.
He did Exchange first on that Thursday. Mm-hmm. Then that Saturday he did his big Palladium show, and then he also did the next day he did the observatory one, which Lynn was fortunate enough to attend all three.
Yeah.
Biggest queso fan you'll ever meet.
Real trooper.
Don't tell that to our friend Caesar though. So everyone's October's for the most part has been great.
Pretty
right?
good October. Cannot complain.
There you go, Lynn.
Yeah, it's been pretty chill. I've enjoyed it so far.
Not too spooky though, huh?
Nah, it's been a pretty laid back October for once. I don't mind it.
Yeah, it is what it is. The older you get, the less you do. That's what I found out. But when you do things, it's great to take advantage of it for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Halloween being tomorrow. And those who celebrate Dia de los Muertos, November 1st, is this Friday.
Yep.
So this past weekend, and something we touched up on previous episodes already, is the spooky season. Shit ton of Halloween-themed events happening throughout the United States, for sure. This past weekend was a really busy weekend. As mentioned before, Freaky Deaky, Freak Night, Boo SF.
Yeah, as it being like the last weekend of October.
Yeah.
Escape SoCal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You want to get into that?
I think we should.
Let's go. Yeah, Escape SoCal, or should I say Escape Psycho Circus, went down this past weekend, just like much of the other Halloween-themed events throughout the United States. It was Insomniac's biggest recorded event in Southern California, apparently. Apparently. We're going to question that, but let's get into the facts. So this past weekend, 2 days of Desmadre out at Nas Event Center in San Bernardino, California, with a bunch of acts such as Deadmau5, Dylan Francis, Boombox Cartel, Excision, Eric Pritz, list goes on. It was a jam-packed stacked weekend, and it draw over the entire weekend. It drawed over
1,035,000.
Was it 135? Yeah, sorry about that. It was 135,000 that attended the weekend.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, yeah.
Pretty big number.
We're going to question it, though. They said on a lot of blogs and forums, they mentioned that it was the biggest Insomniac event to hit SoCal. Let's be old again, Tin Man.
The oldest that we recall was not Escape
Psycho Circus 2019, but rather a larger gathering, a great gathering that happened 9 years ago. What is it?
Was it 9 years ago?
Yeah, 2010.
2010.
Fuck. EDC LA 2010, motherfuckers. We're going to keep repeating that shit over and over on the podcast.
2010. It drew in 185,000. I'm not the best at math, but I think that's 50,000 over. Just around a third more.
Some shit like that, yeah.
I'm sure that's not even counting the people that snuck in.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit, for sure. Yeah, but hey, look, let's not shit on it too much. Well, actually, we're going to shit on it a little bit more because we saw some things on Twitter that makes us question Escape even more as we did before in the previous podcast. But yeah, that's a huge feather in the cap to Insomniac and the team there. 135 in attending. That's a record nonetheless. No matter how we question it or whatever, it is definitely something to be proud of. I know for a fact the Insomniac team took a lot of time into curating this to be the biggest,
Yes.
and it definitely was.
Best.
And
The
yeah,
best,
from
definitely.
Production wise, it was great. I will
sure.
hats off to them that they upped the production, and even they really played on the whole circus thing,
Yes.
like the rides and all the
Attractions.
Yeah, everything about it was definitely a different level than it was last year.
For sure. Tin Man
past
said,
years.
sorry about that. Tin Man did say attractions. I think one of the things that I noticed on there was the fact that they added this thing called Crazy Town.
Yeah.
So it's
Crazy
like
Town.
a little small town inside the festival grounds where they have different installments there, ranging from what was it exact? I didn't really look into it. It was like
Freak shows.
bars.
Yeah,
like
and they had like
people
places where you can
performing.
like take cool pictures and stuff like that.
Right on.
And I think was it in there where Space Yacht had their stage?
Probably.
I think it was.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I did misspoke that Shade was gonna be there and he wasn't there.
It's all good.
Yeah, I think
all
though,
good.
because I kind of figured from you know how they had the Road to Escape thing at Academy. I think the
Yeah.
only person that was on that lineup that was actually on the Escape lineup was Lucati.
Yeah.
I think he was the only one.
Yeah, for sure. We get these things wrong.
Yeah,
We're
it
not
happens.
we're not real journalists here, ladies and gentlemen. We're just fucking
We're just-
fanatics.
Yeah, we're just
We're rave
regular
culture.
ravers.
Yeah, we're regular ravers who just tend to love the culture a lot.
just
And
here
sometimes
sitting
our
around talking shit.
exactly our facts aren't always gonna be at
What
its
it-
best.
What did they say in Joe Budden's podcast? Just a bunch of us having a conversation, talking shit. Something
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. That's all we're doing here and having fun with it for sure. Getting back into Escape, definitely a big crowd. A lot of people did seem to have fun.
A lot of people had
A
a
lot
great
Yeah,
fun.
for the most part, like all the people that I did talk to, like Chewy, shout out Chewy.
Hey.
He said it was his favorite Escape so far. Like the best vibes. He got very fortunate that the people he did hang around, had a great time. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, and I've always said this, like with all the Escapes I've been to, there have been like shitty moments and stuff like that. But for the most part, I've always had fun. I've always had a good time with the people that I did go with. You know, and that's the best part.
For sure. Tin Man, you've only gone to one, but
I went once and it was pretty fun. Seeing how this year was bigger and better, kind of regret not going. Just because it was stacked and great design by the Insomniac team. They really took it up another level. The mega structure it looked amazing.
And they're bringing it back for Countdown.
hey, we'll touch up on that in a bit.
Yeah, it was definitely one that was a miss, but hopefully next year. Tickets on sale already. Big surprise.
That's nuts. Yeah, we'll
Yo.
let's deep dive into that. Let's go ahead.
Squall Wilding, like, I mean,
Already. Really, guys.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if that child support hit extra hard or what, but he wilding, bro. How, like, literally only like a few days later and tickets are already on sale for next year. What the heck? That's crazy.
Definitely gonna sell out. Definitely.
All the people, the main joke I heard was just the same thing that happened when, Aldo, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I just wasn't expecting that.
Aldo.
I just wasn't expecting that joke. Sorry about that.
Bro, because like it's an EDC, I understand. Okay, when even when EDC, like a couple days after it was over, tickets were already on sale for next year. Okay, I kind of understand because it's EDC, but Escape,
Yeah. Let's touch up on this. Like we were talking before we started the podcast. We had mentioned that other than EDC, Escape is Insomniac's biggest draw.
Because it's Halloween.
Because it's
Halloween.
It's just on paper. Even if you take the element that it's a Halloween event, I'm pretty sure the fact that a lot of people go to it. I mean, I think the reason why they go because it's Halloween. But look, if it's a numbers game. So on a business perspective, I could see why they're doing that. Like, you know, but at the same time, it's like, fam, calmate.
Yeah, but
relax.
I mean, at the same time, also they gotta pay for that mega structure.
Yeah. That mega structure. Oh my god.
And I said this because Aldo and I've had conversations about like even the ticket price because Escape's gotten pretty pricey.
Gone up.
And
yeah.
It's also it's also the fact that one, they know people will pay it somehow, you know, but also just the mega structure that in itself is, and the production that they had for that stage too with the
Grim Reaper.
Yeah, it was pretty big.
Rocking the
and it
pashmina.
moved.
Yep.
That was one of the jokes I saw on Twitter.
Yeah, like, and it moved and everything.
Yeah, that was dope. I'm not gonna lie, and I'll actually walk back my statements on the previous podcast where I was talking shit on the megastructure being long. No,
now that you actually saw it,
now that I saw footage, I'm like, fuck, that shit is. And the inside was like it reminded me kind of like this, you know, Creamfields, how they have the steel yard.
Yeah,
it reminded me just like that, and I was like, fuck. That's a big motherfucker. That's a huge bitch.
A big boy.
That's a huge boy. Yeah. For sure. I just don't understand why they would put the tickets on sale now. I mean, I kind of do, I guess. Because one thing that I saw is you could secure them now, right? And if you want to opt out, you got until January 8th. So let's put it in perspective. January up until October-ish, that's 10 months. No, actually.
But how much is a 2-day?
That's the thing. We would have to look into it more and see how much.
The down payment was what, $10?
$20. No, actually, was it $9.99 or was it $19.99? So it's either $10 or $20 the down payment. But
I know I want to say a 2-day. I know some people that paid like $220 to $200.
GA, right?
Yeah, for GA.
It's just imagine if they do a payment plan, first installment January, and that's 10 months, January, February, all the way up until October. You know what?
Payments wouldn't be that bad.
Actually, yeah, I take that back.
What he's doing is appealing to like
the youth.
Yeah,
us broke people.
Yeah, the broke bitches. But it's also that because you know a lot of people this year. Well, not even just this year. It happens every year that last minute people want to go. I saw a ton of people getting scammed this year.
Oh, yeah.
But like, okay. But it was kind of, okay, it's not funny, but it was a little funny. But how there's some people where they were like, oh, such and such scam me. But they like took a picture of the profile and everything. I'm like, bro, you can clearly tell that person wasn't legit. And I remember someone even quote tweeted their tweet and they're like, you're new here, huh? And she was like, yeah.
Did they post that picture of James Franco with the
I don't remember
the hanging one? Where he's like, oh, you must be new here.
It should have, but you just come on, guys. Like, there's some obvious clues when people are trying to scam you. Although there was this one incident where I did feel pretty bad because I guess there was someone selling a wristband and they went to go meet up with someone, and I guess the dude tried taking off with his wristband, but like he took off, like he like started hit the gas on the car, and homeboy like skidded with the car, and I felt so bad. You know, just gotta be careful with who you meet up with, like all that stuff.
Yeah, see, that's the unfortunate part when you, and this is a little pro tip to people that plan on going to events and buy out of sight or, you know, through other people, through a third party. You always got to keep those things in mind. It's 50-50. 50% chance it's legit, 50% chance it's not. And when you gamble with that, it's very unfortunate when the circumstances come where the ticket's fake and now you're strung out. So you know what? It's if the event hasn't sold out, please don't try to be cheap and try to get a lower ticket.
And I think that's part that, I mean, who knows? Probably just could just be about the money. But I feel like that's part of the reason why Pascual is just kind of appealing. It's like, how are you going to miss this opportunity when you can pay this much now? The payment plan is not bad at all, considering how far it is from now. Yeah, like you might as well do it. Even if you're just oh, well, I don't know if I'm gonna go next year. If you're even thinking about it, if you know yourself and you like Halloween, you've gone to Escape before, or you want to experience it, just do it. Just do it, and then if you don't want to go, you can always resell it.
There you go. Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Smart idea.
Especially, look, you buy the ticket, you do the payment plan, you end up not wanting to go. I mean, I can speak for ourselves because we know ourselves and we're not going to do people dirty. Yeah. If we have a ticket and we find someone that wants to buy it, we'll sell it to you. Sometimes even a little bit cheaper, a price, a friendly price. And we're not going to jip you. Because,
and most of the time, we know someone going.
Exactly.
We know some people who are going to end up wanting to go.
Yeah, well, shit. That's funny. I just changed my mind about that payment plan thing. It is convenient, but at the same time, it's kind of like, yeah, fam, like, chill. Like, it hasn't even been past a week.
Like,
it's
bro,
only been
I'm still
2
in the parking
days.
lot. I'm still trying to find my car.
I get them. Like, from the business side, you figure this is their biggest crowd that you had in a while.
Yeah.
You got to take advantage. You got to get the newer fan base in. And if you're giving them, like, good price, good stuff, making it accessible, why not?
Take advantage of the momentum.
We love access. We love access to stuff. And if it's cheap, if it's there, we're going to do it, From the business perspective, I agree with Pascual, what he's doing. He's definitely going to bring in more crowd, making it affordable for everybody. And hopefully, the ticket prices reflect the production. And if so, then sign me up.
Well, Lynn, and I've talked you into this. And Tim, I'm pretty sure you just said it yourself before, you'd be down to go next year. But yeah.
I'm going to do VIP.
We're going next year, but we're doing VIP.
Yeah, definitely.
We're doing VIP. Oh, scoot in a little bit, Tim.
I've heard that too, but someone else that I know went VIP this year, and they said it was worth it. They said it was a much better experience than if they had done GA.
Yeah, see, look, the older I get and the less events I do, the events that I do end up doing, I would much rather just wild out and just go with it, full steam ahead. That's why next year when I do Escape, I'm for sure doing VIP. And also, next year is the 10-year anniversary. As we mentioned before, Escape first happened back in 2011, rose from the ashes of Monster Massive. And next year, without a doubt, I do have faith in the Insomniac team that they're going to for sure produce an even bigger Psycho Circus.
Bigger and better.
Yeah. And plus, VIP, man, like, I don't want to deal with that crowd.
No, not that crowd.
I'm not dealing with those little kids, and I'm not dealing with those. What's the ratio? 9-1 ratio of like non-ravers that go to Escape.
I think if anybody here that watches Gestures vlogs, if you watch his Escape vlog, it's a pretty accurate depiction of how Escape is, and he asks a bunch of. One of the main questions that he asks is like, "Oh, name 5 genres of EDM." And if you're a raver, it's pretty easy. So many people just like kept walking or didn't know, or I don't know. I have mixed feelings when it comes to Escape. I get it because it's Halloween. You want to have fun, and especially the way they advertise it. Even like out here in the valley, I didn't think there'd be people who rave. And I've seen Escape posters out here before.
Dude, there's still, when I drive down the freeway, there's still an Escape 2016 poster on the fucking side of the road. Like that. Those bad boys are still up. And the Escape name, the brand of it is going to, people will hear Escape and they'll be automatically drawn to it. It's like the lure of back in like the mid 2000s, late 2000s when you heard Monster Massive, dude. Yeah. Like, I'll be honest, before I even got into raving, I heard Monster Massive.
You knew of it.
And you, Lynn, before you you knew about it. That lure behind the Halloween event, that one back in the day was the biggest. Halloween event. And like we said before, and I'll say it again, Escape rose from the ashes of Monster Massive and now has become arguably, without a doubt, the biggest Halloween event in the United States. Without a doubt, for sure. Like, no argument there.
Yeah, no.
No offense to all the other ones, but hey.
Like, I even know people who have come like out of town just to come to Escape.
Oh, for
like,
sure.
Out of the state.
For sure. But yeah, VIP's a move next year for the 3 of us. Yeah. And not only that, but, and I hate to bring it into this negative aspect of it, but a lot of things that I saw on Twitter, and it was really unfortunate, but there was a high traffic of people getting their fucking phones stolen. Pickpocketing, yeah. And you can even see a few videos on Twitter and other social blogs.
Did you guys see the video of the cars?
That too. Yeah. We'll get into that. But yeah, the pickpocketing situation, it happens at a lot of festivals, and there's not just Target one, but the high volume of that. There was even, I believe it was, I don't know who posted it, but they literally caught on video 2 people stealing people's phones, and boy, did they get their ass beat.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look, I'm all for peace and love, and I'm actually non-violent myself, although I'm not afraid of conflict or confrontation. If you could avoid it, fine. But in that moment, those 2 homeboys, they deserved it,
like, bro.
You could see on that video, they literally got the phones, and you hear the dude shouting, hey, he's stealing. Like, dude, come on, man. Like, just imagine that was like one of us in the crowd, and we're just trying to chill, relax, and enjoy the music, and out of nowhere, we feel our pockets and our phones gone. Then, boom, your entire weekend is ruined, because now you got that in your thought that, fuck, I don't have my phone. I can't take videos. I can't make calls, texts, let people know I'm okay, where to meet up. It's a fucking bitch.
That literally happened to a friend of mine last year at Escape. And it sucked because we had all carpooled together, but we had separated at some point. And we were calling him, like, what the fuck happened? We're just waiting at the car. At this whole time, he realized he got his phone stolen, went to Lost Found. By the time he came and met us at the car, we're like, bro, what happened? Where were you? And they're like, my phone got stolen.
See,
it sucks.
Unfortunately. That does suck. Because then your whole night is ruined. Without a doubt. Because now, like,
you're just like, fuck, I got my phone stolen. Gotta report it. Gotta do all that. It sucks. Just don't be a tick, bro.
Yeah, and my bad too, man. And depending on what kind of phones you have, it's really stressful, because now with these new iPhones and even smarter phones, like, it has a lot of personal information on there. Even if you have a code on there, these fuckers manage to hack into it, steal some of your shit on there, and it's just
terrible.
It's just terrible, man. But listen, Escape is a move next year nonetheless. One takeaway, one of the very good takeaways that I got from Escape, and you called it, Tin Man. Fucking Dylan Francis and Deadmau5 dance offs.
Acting a fool. Yep.
What were they doing, Tin Man?
Acting a fool.
So Dylan, he plays Dancing Queen sometime in his set and brings out Joel, aka Deadmau5, and it's the funniest video you will see coming out of Escape. Literally on the left, you got Dylan wearing what was he? He was Adam, right?
Yeah.
He was Adam of Adam and Eve, and Deadmau5 just regular Deadmau5. And they're just fucking dancing along one another, and it was funny as hell, man. Yeah. The chemistry those 2 guys have is fucking amazing, man. Mm-hmm. And yeah, Tin Man, you called it. They were gonna act a fool, and they literally did.
They did not disappoint.
Oh man, right on. So that's Escape. We didn't go this year, but bet your ass that you'll catch the It's Rave Day podcast people there, but in VIP. But we'll chill in the crowd time to time. Mm-hmm. Don't get us wrong. We still fuck with the crowds. It's just that you get to a certain point where you're just like, you know what? I like my space.
You like your space.
You like your space, and you like to just relax. And in VIP, I'm pretty sure they have like complimentary seatings and other shit. Chill. Yeah, you could chill. I'm with that. I'm with the shits on that. Well, all right, that's Escape. Spooky season isn't yet over though. We are actually fortunate enough to go this Saturday to Hard's Day of the Dead, something that we are fucking mad hyped over. We skipped Escape and said, you know what? Let's go for the vibes.
Yep, Hard Day of the Dead.
I wasn't even sure about if I was going to do Day of the Dead again this year. Because I told you, I was like, I want to chill until EDC Orlando. Then I saw the lineup, and I was like, never mind, I'm going to go.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Lynn was all like, I got to look out the lineup. Nah. Ever since we did Day of the Dead last year, I knew I was going to do it again. Even if the lineup on paper wasn't like stacked, just the fact that they brought first of all, they for lack of better words, they resurrected Day of the Dead after the few years hiatus that it had, because during let's put a little history on it. So Day of the Dead, which originally was Hard Haunted Mansion, Hard Honda Mansion was a festival that Gary Richards, aka Destructo, when he was still with the Hard brand, created and actually threw at the Shrine Hall and Expo. And after 2011, I believe 2011, they moved it to the LA Historic Park, in which they dropped the name Hard Haunted and went with Day of the Dead. And since that year, it was 2012, 2013, they had 2 editions at the Historic Park. Then they took it to the Pomona Fairplex for 2014 and 2015. 2015, which I was fortunate enough to experience, and also Tin Man. That was the first one that they did 21 and over. And after that year, they actually took a break. So 2016 and 2017, they didn't make any Hard Day of the Dead. Then comes 2018, last year. And the 3 of us were able to go, and it was a fucking vibe.
Amazing
time. A fucking vibe. Last year, we saw Justice, who actually performed their last live set of the decade.
Yeah, that was amazing.
We saw Die Antwoord, which was pretty interesting. Jack Beats, Knife Party. Even had a Gesture that went. He played as a special guest. Pretty early, but still fun.
So dope.
And
Shiba Sun.
Shiba Sun, Cashmere Cat.
Night Party.
Knife Party. I think did I mention Night Party?
No.
Night Party. Wow. Knife Party. Yeah. Yeah. It was a vibe, man.
It really was.
The fact that last year, I know for a fact that my wife and I and a few of our other friends, we actually took the public transportation of that shit. We rode the train from North Hollywood Station all the way to Union, and from Union we hopped on the Gold Line, and we got off right there at Chinatown. And Chinatown, that literally, it's like a
couple feet away from
fucking 2-3 minute walk to the historic park.
Yeah, it's right there.
Boy, we were getting smacked on the fucking right there, man. I was so drunk by the time we got to the fucking gates. Not too intoxicated where I'm an idiot, but yo, your boy was lit. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
Yeah, and then just going in there and just because, look, unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend any of the Hard events that were held at the historic park. So, like, I think the first one was Hard Summer 2011.
2010. 2010 was SoWax. Yep.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, shit. There you go. So we weren't able to attend the OG ones back in the day, but hey, they brought it back to LA Historic Park, and we're fortunate enough to experience it. And last year was dope. And then lineup dropped this year.
Great
lineup. Yeah, we're actually looking at it right now. Lineup. Look, on paper for most people. For most people, it's not
stacked by some people's definitions.
Yeah, but this isn't for the masses. It's for
if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you've got a few acts such as Rosa Pistola, Mele, Justin Martin, Damien Lazarus, the Martinez brothers. Softest Heart, 1788L, Elohim, Dookie Monster. You actually have one of the interesting acts on here. You actually have Zoo's techno alias, which is Blacklist. Fuck, I don't know what to tell you about that. That's, first of all, having Zoo's Blacklist set is rare.
A rare set.
Yeah,
to begin with.
It's rare, and to have it at the LA Historic Park,
Hard Day of the Dead, bro.
Hard Day of the Dead, fam. That's a full send. Yes,
Take a fork. I am done.
And that's not even the main act. I mean, the headliner, if you want to call it. The main fucking tamale there is fucking Dog Blood. Skrillex and Boys Noise. Fam.
Crazy. Yeah, we haven't seen Dog Blood since we were at Hard Summer 2017.
Yeah, that was 2017. Yeah.
Because remember, it was at Glen Helen.
Glen Helen, yeah, damn.
That was the last one Gary was a part of.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's been a minute. I haven't seen Dog Blood since then. I'm really excited for sure. And it's going to be a grand old time. I know for a fact. Look, man, it's not Escape. It's not on the same level as it was the years prior because, years back,
it was stacked.
You looked at 2015, which is the one that Tin Man, you and I, we went. That year was stacked. There was Deadmau5, Skrillex, Boys Noise, Future, ASAP Ferg, Nero, live set. Gasofstein.
That's
Rez.
crazy.
Yeah, a young
Ooh,
Rez.
yeah, I was
a
gonna say young
Rez.
Rez.
A young Rez. A young Gasly. Kill the Noise, Valentino.
A young Joss too.
And
somewhat.
a very young Jaws and a
Very
very
young
young Allison.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Anna Luno's first hard event too.
who?
Anna Luno.
Yeah, for sure.
Her first hard event.
And, you know, it's
It's a throwback.
a throwback. Very stacked. If you guys want to look at how that lineup was, if you want to look at a little bit of the history on A Hard Day of the Dead, that year that we went, it was fucking lit, Tin Man. I'm not gonna lie.
was.
Looking back at it, I'm so pissed at myself that I kept bitching about it. But no, the only reason why I was bitching about it, and look, that's when I really come to terms and realize that, you know what, Halloween events, they're on a different frequency.
Different crowd.
Yeah.
For the most part. And
And
although
everyone knows it.
and although that was the first year they did 21 and over, you still had like the fresh 21
Yes.
people going. So those fresh 21-year-olds,
Us.
yeah, at the time, but that's actually
It was, yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I was a piece of shit
Yeah.
that day too.
Me too.
Especially that
Me
day
too.
one. That day one, I was so fucked up. I was like, just blacked out drunk. I don't know if I got it. I'm pretty sure I didn't get into trouble. I think I just sat down most of the time and just ate whatever food you brought me.
Burrito. It was a burrito.
And
We
that
split,
burrito, man.
yes.
Shout out to you, man. You
Was it a
saved my
burrito?
life.
It was a burrito.
It was a burrito, yeah. No, it was a burrito. I remember now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a burrito.
That's pretty much how we were last year. All we did, like last year when we went to Day of the Dead, it was a total vibe. We were just chilling. All we did was drink and then eat. All we
Yeah.
were doing was drinking, eating, and vibing.
For sure. Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite events last year. Granted, it was just a one day, and I don't know, man. It's just, look, it is 21 and over. It's in the pretty much heart of LA. I think that's another cool thing too. When we were there,
The
just looking
sunset.
at the sunset,
sunset, the
those
skyline.
November
Nice.
orange skies, and looking at the
Yeah.
LA skyline.
Just being with all our
And
friends
just,
in the
yeah,
park.
dude.
Sun Saturday in the park with our friends, listening to music, eating food, drinking beer.
And look, listen. Last year we did see a lot of fucked up people, but these are people
chilling.
that were like they were like the seasoned vets,
The mature fucked up.
mature fucked up, yeah,
Yeah.
like the kind
If
of
they were
fucked
fucked
up.
up, they were either like hella funny, having a good time, or they knew better and they just sat.
Yeah,
They're just chilling.
they knew the vibes. They knew not to be acting a fool too much. So, yeah, man, I'm definitely excited. What are you looking forward to the most, Tin Man?
Well, to be honest, on and on, I'm looking forward to spending another Saturday at the park with my friends.
Yeah.
Really,
Oh,
really,
for sure.
Honestly, number two, I want to catch dog better.
Oh, we
You
can't.
know,
yeah,
we can't miss that. I do want to go in early just to hang out at the park with my friends. Rosa Pistola is gonna be on early, so she's bringing that perreo vibes over to.
I was just
downtown
about
LA.
to ask you what kind of shit she usually gets down with. That
She does the perreo
Yeah.
vibes, reggaeton, so that's gonna be pretty fun earlier on.
it's a
Transitioning into God Dollars in Paradise, so you're gonna get that funky disco, that house. You're gonna go from that
Duro
reggaeton,
stage.
yeah, the doodle stage. Hopefully we stay there to catch God Dollars, and that's gonna be pretty good vibes. It's gonna be a good pre-sunset.
I will say this: there was only one thing I don't like about Day of the Dead is that doodle stage, man.
Last year was just it's tiny.
It's small.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they're bringing that same setup this year. But I mean, looking at it on a business perspective, and what we've been noticing on the timeline and on socials, it actually hasn't been doing well on ticket sales. But
Unfortunately.
it is what it is. I hope that doesn't affect it in the
Next
future.
Yeah.
But whatever. But that doodle stage, man.
Yeah.
As far as acts goes, look, granted, fuck the setup as far as production. That doodle stage, I mean, we're looking at it right now. You got
Stacked.
Rosa Pistola. You just said God Dollars in Paradise.
Lauren
Is it Lauren?
Lauren Lane.
Lauren
Yeah.
Lane.
Who had a great year.
Who?
Lauren Lane.
Yeah.
She's been having a great year.
What festivals has she?
She was did Jamie Joe's Paradise.
Oh, that's right. Were you at that one?
I was there for a bit.
Yeah.
Yes, she did Heart Summer as well.
Well, I don't know. Did you catch her at Arden?
No, I don't think so.
No. Yeah.
Been having a good year.
Shit, man.
Melee.
How about you, Lynn? What's one of your takeaways for this weekend, other than catching a vibe, being with everyone at the park?
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, dude. Like
What more could you ask
That's the thing about Day of the Dead. Like last year, the thing is, it wasn't about crazy production. It wasn't about like anything crazy. It was just really simple. But the fact that it was so simple that it was just us hanging out at the park, drinking beers, like listening to great music.
Day drinking.
It was, day drinking.
Day drinking going
Day
up.
drinking is fun. So I don't know. It was fun, and I'm excited for Justin Martin, the Martinez brothers. Even though the Martinez brothers and Dog Blood are gonna be at the same time,
Most likely.
I'm probably gonna half it because, dude, the Martinez brothers is a vibe.
It is a vibe. And they're going to get down towards the end of the evening.
They are. Trust me, they are. Like, I saw them at Cross. Oh, so good.
I don't know, man.
I know,
I've been wanting to see the Martinez brothers for a minute.
I know, because I'm so conflicted because Dog Blood.
Dog Blood, man.
I know, I keep thinking, like, I just saw Martinez brothers at Cross, but at the same time, they were so good.
They are.
I like to say that let's go with the flow, right?
Yeah. Always.
Whatever feels right.
Me, I definitely want to start the day off with Rosa Pistola, see what she's about, and then I gotta be honest with y'all. Soft is hard. I want to check what she's about. I want to catch 1788L just because I haven't yet caught him, and I missed him at Paradiso.
I caught him by accident. By a chance, because he was a surprise guest at Das Energy.
Oh, right on. How was he?
It was pretty cool. I was still really drunk, so I kind of just sat there and just took it all in. It was different, but it was really cool.
He's like Rez, right, with a down tempo.
Yeah, down tempo. But it was really cool. I just remember being really fucked up, and I was just like, who the fuck? And then I realized who it was, and I was like, oh, cool, I've never seen him.
So yeah, 1788L I want to catch, and depending how I feel. Well, for sure, also Melee. I don't want to miss Melee, and depending how I feel. I'm like, the only conflictions that I personally have, well, there's two, but the main one is definitely Justin Martin and Tookie Monster. Depending on how I feel, I might
Justin Martin.
I might catch Justin Martin, but then again,
I would say start at Justin Martin and then go over, because then Blacklist is after.
Yeah, that's true.
I might.
That was my plan.
Actually,
that was my plan. Yeah.
All right,
I
might do that. Hey, I might do that. Actually, no, that is a good idea. I might do that then, because yeah, for sure, Damian Lazarus. Sorry, buddy, I ain't catching you. I'm gonna catch Blacklist. And then the second and last confliction will be the Martinez brothers and Dog Blood. But I'm already saying in stone, I'm not missing Dog Blood. Depending how it goes, we'll see. But
I think for that one, you gotta start with Dog Blood, halfway through catch
Martinez.
Yeah, because towards the end, oof,
and then go back to Dog Blood.
Might just do that.
It's a small park. Like, you're gonna walk 2 minutes to the other stage.
True.
I think it'll be worth it. And just go with the flow. But we do gotta end it with Dog Blood
for sure. Well, I guess this weekend is gonna be interesting. Definitely got to see what we're gonna get ourselves into, and we hope that is good. We did mention Escape having that mega structure, and Lynn brought it up that yes, Countdown is without a doubt bringing back that same mega structure, and I am excited.
I had a feeling they would. I feel like it costs too much for them to really tear it down.
Yeah,
like only do one event.
I mean,
milk it for all it's worth, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I get. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't know. In the business perspective, I wouldn't know, but
I mean, it's what they did last year. Like, they had that structure for that second stage where Allison was at. They had for like audio and for Countdown. And did they have it for Dream State?
They did.
Yeah.
They did. They had it for Dream State.
I had a feeling, dude, it costs too much to really like be moving it around. I had a feeling that they might as well just keep it.
Yeah, I guess.
Plus,
you're right.
it's dope.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, we're looking at the lineup and just briefly looking at it. It's fucking stacked. And we said we weren't doing shit for New Year's Eve, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We fucking lied.
That was a lie.
That was a fucking lie. Yeah.
I think honestly, like a small part of my heart kind of had a feeling, but just because like Countdown is a vibe.
It is
as
a vibe.
well. Well, for me, this will be my 5th countdown. Countdown has always been good to me.
Oh yeah, Lynn's a true veteran.
Yeah, it'll be my 5th countdown. Countdown's always been really good to me. Countdown, when I first went back 2015 going into 2016, it was kind of random. Like, yeah, I wanted to go, but I didn't really have anyone to go with until some friends of mine. They don't even rave. They didn't really listen to EDM, but they for some reason wanted to go. They're like, oh, we just want to experience it. And I was like, all right, let's go. And that I wouldn't say was my favorite countdown, but it was still cool to go. And then I got to experience it. I got to see Cascade, Yellow Claw,
DJ Snake.
Yeah,
DJ Snake.
That was fucking epic.
Yeah.
Carnage.
Yeah,
Carnage as well.
Yeah. That was the first time I saw Allison. Actually, I saw Allison too. And then all the other countdowns I've been to have been fucking great too.
We'll deep dive more into Countdown because we're pretty seasoned with Countdown. We're doing it again this year. Just wanted to briefly touch on that. We're gonna actually touch up on a lot of New Year's Eve events. Well, some that I want to touch up on because, like Halloween and Escape and all those, there's a shit ton of New Year's Eve events. Too many. But Countdown, just letting y'all know we're doing that one. We'll touch up on that. And keeping it in the trance family. I know Lynn mentioned briefly Dream State. Quick shout out to Armin van Buuren. Dropped his 7th studio album called Balance. Not much into trance, I'll be honest with y'all, but I do appreciate the genre. When I first got into it, definitely one of the first genres I listened to. I listened to old TSO when TSO was when TSO was trance.
Cool Tiesto.
Yeah, I miss the old TSO. I hate the new TSO. Anyways, yeah, shout out to Armin. And yeah, Dream State is happening in November. One of the few events that is going down in November is Dream State. Fortunately, we have someone that's going, Kev PB, who is out of frame. Yeah, he will be our boots on the ground for that one for sure. And if y'all see him there, definitely go say what's up to him and have a grand old time. And I do plan on having a few people on the show that will be going as well. So looking forward to their experience on Dream State, and I'll touch up on the experience that I had from the year that I went. But we'll deep dive into that later. One event that I do want to talk to y'all about that Lynn and I are without a doubt excited for is none other than EDC Orlando.
Wow.
Yeah.
Orlando. I say fuck Florida, but man, EDC Orlando, it's definitely looking like it's gonna be one for the books.
10
fuck
man.
Florida, but EDC Orlando.
So okay,
you got my attention.
10 man. So why fuck Florida?
It's because the Florida people in general, you get so much wacky stuff going on.
Deadass. I remember I saw on Twitter once someone saying if you could Google your birthday, and no matter what, on whenever day you're born, there's always some crazy story that happened in Florida.
Always,
that's fucking
true. Always Florida. Fuck Florida.
There's been so many times where I'm watching the news and it's some crazy ass story, and then they mention how it was in Florida. I'm like, yep, sounds about right. Sorry for anybody that likes Florida.
Fuck Florida.
I mean, it's not when I went, because I've gone to EDC Orlando.
Yeah, fuck Florida.
Yeah, when I went, because I've gone to EDC Orlando before. I went last year. It was pretty fun, and the people that I did encounter weren't that bad. There's pretty chill vibes.
I remember you talked about that, and that the people that actually went to the festival weren't the
oddballs.
They weren't oddballs at all. They were pretty chill from what you were.
Maybe who knows? Maybe I was the oddball.
Yeah, here's someone from fucking California, fucking odd ass person. I always think that. You know how you just said fuck Florida, and we have our opinions of Florida. What if they got their opinions about us Californians?
Of course they do, but nah, because the people that I did meet and I tell them like, oh, I'm from California. They're like, oh my God, you're from California?
They're excited.
It's totally different, because it's happened to me when I went to Texas. It's happened to me when I went to Utah. People get excited when they hear you're from California.
It's the weed.
Yeah.
It's the weed.
And facts is
and
weed.
the weather.
Weed in Florida fucking sucked.
I could imagine
the
garbage.
Reggie.
Yeah, man. They let me hit the blunt and I just gave it back.
Oh, at least they were being generous.
Yeah. The people I did meet there were really cool. I still talk to some people that I met there. I mean, they were from Chicago, but they were pretty cool.
Oh, right. So, experienced last year overall. What you think about last year?
It was a lot of fun. It was only 2 days last year, and both days I had a great time. I got to see it. I got to see a different experience. You know, it's nothing like EDC Las Vegas, of course. You know, like you can't. I don't think people should try and compare it to that.
It's its own.
Yeah, it's its own, and it was still a lot of fun. Like they had neon gardens and a bunch of art cars, circuit grounds, and kinetic. This year they added Stereo Bloom,
which looks like it's gonna be popping.
Yeah.
Dream State Takeover.
Wasteland. Yeah, on Friday.
BaseCon on Friday.
Yeah, it's let's put a little context on that and say EDC Orlando, much like Escape, first started back in 2011, and it's going on its 9th year. This will be the 9th installment.
Next year's 10 year.
Yeah, next year's 10 year. I'm not. Probably. I don't know. Let me not think about it, because next year there's only like a few festivals I want to go to, and those few are jam packed and for sure costly in travel wise. But yeah, the last few years though has only been a 2-day, and this year the Insomniac team has bumped it to 3 days.
Stepped it up a notch.
And we saw Lynn and I saw earlier Pasquale's Instagram story and briefly saw the map, the layout, and it definitely does look a little bit bigger than the year before. Sure.
They moved some of the stages around, and where Neon Garden was, I believe they put Stereo Bloom, and then they switched Kinetic and Circuit Grounds. But it looks really cool. I'm excited for it, because when I went, I had a great time. They had a lot of the same things where like they had rides and they had food and the Ferris wheel and then cool stages and the cool acts and attractions that are interactive and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm excited. This is gonna be my 3rd out of state festival, but it's gonna be my first on the East Coast. I'm definitely excited for sure to experience the EDC Orlando. It's gonna be my first time on the East Coast, first time in Florida, and I'm not gonna expect too much, but I'm definitely going in with a mindset of I'm gonna have the best time of my life.
Hells yeah,
for sure,
definitely.
The lineup's pretty good too.
Yeah, let's actually look into the lineup a bit. We'll go with the days. So Friday, a few of the acts that I've actually paid attention to and would love to see for sure. 13. Adventure Club is doing a back-to-back with Bear Grylls, a special sunset set, as well as Cascade, who's doing a sunset set as well. You got Art Bart, Artie, Bijou. Charlotte DeWitt, Cray, The Tweakers, Dead Mouse, DJ Snake, Jaws, Yellow Claw, Yotron,
Little
Slander,
Texas.
Little Texas,
Stevie
Aoki, yeah. And you move over to Saturday, Above and Beyond, Afrojack, Andy C,
Adam Bayer,
Born Dirty, Born Dirty, De Oro, Dombreski. Let's see, I can barely see Excision. Oh, I'm definitely not missing Excision.
Bass Rush Takeover, Noizu,
Omnom,
Sudden Death. Yeah, that Saturday is jam packed too of Salvatore Ganacci. Then you go on the last day, Allison, Andrew Rael, Camel Fat, Chris Lake, Diplo, Eric Pritz,
Fisher, The Fish,
Wax Motif,
Solardo,
Seven Lions,
yeah, R.L. Grime, and Zoo, yeah,
it's exciting,
jam packed, real jam packed. Really looking forward to it. Really excited. This will be Lynn's second shot at it. My first time, and then Tim, man, I know you're not going.
From Florida. Not going to Florida.
But if you were to go, who would you be most excited to see?
Definitely Dead Mouse. DJ Snake. Friday looks pretty good on paper. Saturday as well. more in particular, Stereo Bloom, they are bringing it over to EDC Orlando. And so far, on paper, it looks really good. Dream State takeover. Got a BassCon takeover. Not bad at all. Definitely the place to be.
Yeah, and they got a Mousetrap taking over on Saturday.
Take over.
With No Mana. And who else? I think that's on Saturday.
You got a Drumco takeover on Saturday, Sunday, La La Land.
Yeah, for Neon Gardens.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time.
Definitely looking forward to it, man, for sure. You said Mousetrap takeover. Interesting enough, we were supposed to actually have a back-to-back going to EDC Orlando.
With No Mana.
With No Mana.
Yeah.
No Mana was supposed to go back-to-back with Eddie. And, well,
guess what happened?
Visa issues.
Dun, dun, dun.
Unfortunately, yeah. So Eddie, he's a part of the Mousetrap crew. He actually had to cancel a few of the stops along the way with Joel's current tour right now with the V3 Cube. I'm actually pulling up his Twitter right now. We're looking at it. Due to the same reasons, granted, he was talking about the reasons for not showing up to the tour with Deadmau5. He's also mentioning, I won't be able to perform the back-to-back with No Mana at EDC Orlando. My apologies again, but we'll get there eventually. This year, man, it's been
a hectic year.
I've noticed a lot of issues with visa problems in the artists. Matter of fact, we'll go back to Escape. Some of y'all BassCon family may have noticed, but we also had originally we were supposed to have Code Black and Sound Rush perform, but due to visa issues as well, we're not able to perform.
I'm hoping they don't have the same issues because they just announced that they're gonna have a show at Exchange with like a bunch of other BassCon artists, but hopefully Code Black can make it out for that one and make it up for all the people that unfortunately were really disappointed that he couldn't be there at Escape. It sucks. It really sucks because it's like out of their hands. There's nothing really they can do about it.
For sure. What are your guys' thoughts on the whole visa issue with artists?
Well, it's definitely nothing new, but unfortunately this year we have seen an increment on it. It really sucks for the fans who don't get to see these artists often. They got high hopes, and always last minute they let us know it's not gonna happen. And I mean, it's really sad. It is what it is. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but this year itself it's been pretty bad with these visa issues.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. We mentioned we mentioned Eddie experiencing visa issues. We mentioned Code Black and Sound Rush, and one of the biggest artists that I've seen have to deal with visa issue this year. Definitely, I would say Bad Clot.
Yeah.
Bad Clot. I was fortunate enough to see Bad Clot earlier this year at Beyond, and he threw down a motherfucker of a set. And he was scheduled to perform at a few festivals. He was supposed to perform at EDC Las Vegas. He was supposed to perform at Bass Canyon. And he was supposed to perform at Lost Lands. But due to visa issues, he wasn't able to attend. On a business perspective, because believe it or not, but DJs and producers, they do this for fun, but this is also their work. Like, they get paid to do this. It's unfortunate, especially when you got an artist picking up steam. Like, for example, Backlot, he came in this year and just was on a tear through the bass circuit, just fucking shit up and building steam, as mentioned. And
like when I saw him last year at EDC Orlando, killed it.
Yeah,
killed it. It was so good.
And due to visa, it's come to a halt. It's unfortunate with that steam picked up, and he won't be able to. I mean, yeah, he'll be able to pick up where he left off. It just sucks that it has to put him at a standstill, especially missing out big events like EDC Las Vegas. Not only that, but in the bass community, missing out Bass Canyon and Lost Lands. Like, fuck. Not only is it a disappointment to not being able to perform and letting your fans down, I guess, but it's just, like I said, in a business perspective, you're missing out on the steam that you could build up, the money and all that shit. It's unfortunate. Hopefully these artists are able to get that visa issue taken care of, and hopefully this doesn't happen to any other artist, even though it will. But I mean, that's what happens with traveling, I guess.
You know who we need back? I've said this so many times. I've
Say
said
it.
this so many.
Say
Billy
it.
Kenny.
It's just weed.
Bro,
Just a pen.
I need Billy Kenny back so bad. It's I say this anytime. Anytime we talk about shit like this, I always say it. We need Billy Kenny back.
So those of you who don't know what we're talking about, Billy Kenny, big house DJ, got caught back in late 2017, early 2018.
I think so.
Dude got caught with a weed pen. Come on,
He
man.
got legally from California.
That he got legally from California, but see,
It was before we were able to like fly out with weed. Now we can, which is so annoying. So annoying.
Okay, so let's add context there. You are able, at least at LAX, you are able to carry a decent amount of marijuana with you. Yeah, but that's in LAX, California. But you got to keep in mind, you got to really pay attention to the other state laws.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. It was in another state, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's the only reason. No,
Yeah.
if you got caught in
Yeah.
LA, they would have been like, "Fam, weed pan, you good? You keep
good,
it moving,
fam.
man.
Keep
We
it moving."
looking for guns and shit like that, and coke,
Yeah,
and
bro.
weirder, heavier, shit that's not supposed to be on flights. It's unfortunate, these visa issues and traveling. We've been talking about these things with DJs and having to experience the stress of traveling, and I'll tie this into it too, man. Not being able to go and perform is stressful too, man.
Yeah, like Ducky, she wasn't able to perform at Red Rocks, and I know she was extremely disappointed.
Yeah, that was a huge disappointment because it was way out of her hand. She was performing at Voodoo was it Voodoo?
I think so.
Voodoo Music Festival
New Orleans, yep.
in New
Yeah.
Orleans, but due to weather conditions, that
Didn't
wasn't
happen.
happening.
Yeah, she couldn't get a flat out, and it's terrible, and it sucks because I know that was her first Red Rocks show.
Performance, yeah. It is what it is, man. But
We understand at least, like,
Yeah.
the true fans. Like, we understand.
true fans
Yeah.
and people that have been doing this and are thoughtful of artists and the shit they have to go through. We're with y'all.
We're
Just
behind
know
y'all.
this.
We're behind y'all.
We're behind y'all. Don't worry about it. Don't stress. It is what it is. Just keep it moving. There'll be other times that you'll be able to perform, and whatever problems as far as like visa goes. I mean, just I don't know what's that like. I'm not, I've never had to like get a visa or anything like that. But whatever paperwork, just press it, keep poking at it, and hopefully things come up for the best. All right. We are going into this shit now. This is probably like the longest podcast we've done so far. I love it.
It's good.
What else do we want to get into? I'm definitely gonna skip through this topic because fuck that shit.
It's not worth mentioning.
It's not worth mentioning. No more negativity. But
a little bit of history.
a little
side.
bit of in the history side, yeah. And this is a little bit of a touching moment. Lynn, as you mentioned on the second podcast that we did, being able to, and then Kevin, being able to watch Avicii perform at EDC Las Vegas 2015. On the 20th of October 2011, Avicii dropped the most renowned track and by far one of the most timeless tracks ever.
EDM history.
EDM history, Levels. Yeah.
Levels.
And it's celebrating its 8th year.
I got chills.
Tin Man, you mentioned that you can't believe that it's been 8 years.
It can't believe it's been 8 years. Time just it flew, and that track is timeless. Whenever you heard Levels back in the day, whether it was on the radio, it was in stores, on your playlist. Yeah, it was everywhere. You couldn't help but notice it. Everybody, their mama was playing Levels. Had a huge commercial success. Something that launched Avicii into his career. It was good.
Because it was 2011, the summer of 2011, when I slowly but surely kind of swayed away from the rave culture a bit. I wasn't really paying attention to all the tracks that were happening around that time, but I'll be honest with y'all, like Levels, when I heard Levels, it was in my fucking iPod for forever. Like it was there for a hot minute before I like started listening to like hip hop and shit like that. And Levels, man, it's a beautiful, timeless track.
I think anybody like back in the day when it first came out, and even for a while afterwards, like everyone played that song. Everyone played the song. Everyone had remixes to that song. Everyone would, even now, you still hear it every now and then in people's sets.
Yeah, man. Big remix, Skrillex.
Yeah.
Did that. He did that song justice, man.
He did. It was the perfect timing for both Skrillex and Avicii, and it was beautiful. Skrillex Levels remix.
I'm gonna play this clip, and I guess this is Avicii's dad. And this is the first time he spoke after the death of his son. And I'm going to just play the audio on this real quick. Hold on, give me a second.
In a documentary filmed before his death, he talked openly about his anxiety, depression, and addiction.
Everyone knows that I've been anxious and, everything, and that I've been trying.
I think it's brave of him to open up that way.
Klaus Bergling remembers his son as a shy boy growing up in Stockholm.
When did you first see his love of music?
At home. He was singing the Swedish national hymn.
Was he good?
Not particular, but very loud and very proud. But obviously he was super talented.
You must have been proud to see that.
Oh, yeah, sure. Of course.
In a documentary.
So, yeah, that clip was from CBS in the morning. They had interviewed Avicii's dad and how his dad pretty much opened up on how much Avicii was struggling with anxiety and depression.
So many things.
And I'll say this: it's sad that it took Avicii passing away to shed light and to realize how much DJs, producers, artists go through it, mentally, and that physically. they don't talk about it. They kind of just put it behind their head and just keep it pushing. And as mentioned, it's unfortunate that it took him passing away to really shed light into the mental health of artists. And like we've been saying a lot on this podcast, just tweet something positive to one of your favorite acts. I mean, they probably won't see it, but at least throwing something positive their way time to time, especially if you see them going on a tangent, on a rant, like on Twitter, like it's because something's up with them, man. And we're all human. We're all human. I think the older that I get, the more I really focus on the mental aspect of things, because when you're younger, you don't care as much. It's just party hardy. But the older you get, the more the more you go and like things in life drag you down, like work, problems with other people and shit like that. You tend to really make it an effort to work on it.
The more you reflect, more than anything.
Yeah. As I've gotten older, like I'm even now, I'm still not that old, but like I've really realized how mental health is such a big thing.
Important.
Like, it's so important, and a lot of people don't talk on it a lot because it's very
taboo.
Yeah, it's very taboo, especially us being Hispanic too. Yeah. Like very taboo. Like we don't talk about it. We just like no one.
Keep it pushing.
Yeah, keep it pushing. And don't get me wrong. Like I understand some people have that same mentality, and I've had that mentality for the longest time. But I've learned to really just like take a step back and learn to chill out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You get into the technical side of things, and it's different cultures experience and deal with this type of thing differently. But at the end of the day, we're all human.
Yeah, and
what goes on inside, up top,
mm-hmm.
things that you don't see on the outside, it's
important.
It's important. And like I mentioned, the older that I get, the more I realize that it's important keep your psyche, your mental state just as good as your physical health, for sure.
Yeah, and DJs especially, or not even just DJs, but DJs like anybody in this industry, like photographers, people who work on production, it's a nonstop job. Like you're always touring, you're always worried about the next show. Like, oh, once you're done with this, on to the next one. Once you're done with these images, you got to work on the next one. So once you're done with this track, you're on to the next one. Like it's go all the time. And so there's a lot of DJs that have spoken on like, yeah, now they have to take a step back. Look at Floss. Like he's had to take a step back.
Yeah.
And listening to even Me Too at the time, like when he was with Floss and once they broke up, he even said like, I can't tour like that anymore. And I've decided that I needed to step back. And it's just always knowing your limits and knowing when to really acknowledge that you need to take a break from it and need to relax, because if not, you're just going to keep pushing yourself until you can't just give up and you break down.
Surround yourself with good people that'll be able to help you and let you know, hey, you need help. Because sometimes we're our own worst enemies too. Sometimes we'll
stop ourselves from getting the help we need.
Exactly. Yeah. We'll tell us, nah, I'm fine. And you get to a point where you're not fine. You break, and then that's when it's the most ugliest. So, yeah, man. But rest in peace, Avicii, and his music. Even from Levels, Seeking Bromance, all those country EDM that he's had, those are timeless pieces of work, man. And those will never, ever, 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 ever be forgotten until the end of time.
Never forget.
Yeah. Let's move on to something a little bit on the lighter side. Let's get out of this. The most memed out track in EDM fucking history celebrated 20 years. When was it? It celebrated 20 years, and that's Duard Sandstorm. Duard produced Sandstorm and put it out back in 1999, which is fucking nuts, because I would not imagine that song is that old. And for those who don't know what we're talking about, when you ask someone, hey, what track is this, and then someone tells you, oh, it's Duard Sandstorm, and then you look it up and you get duped into that old track, which, don't get me wrong, that track is good, dope as shit, but it is the most memed track definitely out in the rave scene, and it's celebrating 20 years, which is nuts.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man, like I was still crying over fucking spilled milk and bitching that I didn't get my applesauce when that track came out. Well, all right, let's wrap this podcast up now. Let's dive into the music selection, or our song selection of the podcast. It's funny, I was just talking to my friends here that when I first got into listening to dance music of the electronic kind, it was those type of tracks I was listening to in the beginning, like Deadmau5, like Faxing Berlin, and Tiesto's In Search of Sunrise series. And back then I didn't know it was trance. I was just like, okay, like I like the way this shit sounds.
Sounds good.
Sounds good, yeah. It's good to my ears.
Yeah, that's how it always happens. I think once you get into it, you don't really know what you're listening to. You fuck with it.
I think that's where my hate comes from Tiesto now.
Wow, he betrayed you.
I feel, I'm a little betrayed. I feel like fuck, man. Because I'm not gonna lie, when I got back into the culture, one of the first acts that I was really excited to see, EDC 2015, was Afrojack and Tiesto, and I was going in there with the expectations that they're gonna get down like they did back in the day.
Nope. Huge letdown.
Huge letdown. I let myself down though. Let me not talk shit because
bitch, you thought.
I did. Let me not talk shit though, because one thing I do give credit to, especially Tiesto, being in this game as long as he has been in, it just comes to show you how committed he's been into this shit. No matter what you might think, like me, I feel like he kind of betrayed the trans genre and now he's doing more poppy shit. But hey, put all that aside, the fact that he's still doing what he's doing, almost 25 years
25
now,
years.
going to 30, like
Staying on top too.
salute. I just have to, like, it just, can't hang out someone that's been in the game for that long, man.
You just can't.
So yeah, the viewership on YouTube right now, what we just did was we did our song selections for the podcast. Unfortunately, due to copyright, we won't be able to play some of the tracks on YouTube. So if you want to listen to those tracks that we played right now, head over to our SoundCloud. We don't have Spotify yet, but we will let y'all know when we do. So if anything, we'll also post the tracks on the comments section or maybe onto the video. I have Kev somehow put it on there as like a list. Yeah, that concludes this podcast. This is a good one. Pretty good. The longest podcast we've done so far. Season. Yeah, spooky. Yeah, we're wrapping up spooky season. Something that Lynn mentioned prior to going into the song selections. There's a few artists out there dropping a shit ton of Halloween / Day of the Dead themed mixes out there. I know Lane 8 just dropped one, as well as Fight Club. Halloween tomorrow. Watch out for R.O. Grime. Halloween 8. If anyone knows R.O. Grime, you know that motherfucking mix is hot fire. And Friday, Boombox Cartel is dropping his Dia de los Muertos mix. I think is what, 3 or 4? No, 4. Correct?
I believe so.
Either 3 or 4. Don't come at my head. I could probably be wrong, but yeah, he's coming out with that. Yeah, we're wrapping up spooky season and we're deep diving into November. We briefly talked about Dream State. Hopefully the next time we do the next episode, we can talk about Dream State a little bit more in depth. We could talk about other events going on in the month of November that we know of. And for sure, we'll be back to do our recap of both Day of the Dead, and Lynn and I will be doing our recap of EDC Orlando.
I can't wait.
Yeah, and
so much fun.
To everyone that's dialing in, hope you guys are all well. Tin Man, any last words before we cut this?
Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and if you do, use a fake name.
Lynn?
Not much. Just very excited for Day of the Dead and EDC Orlando. Hopefully we come back one piece.
Yes, for sure. For sure. Yeah, and if you're looking at this and you catch us at Day of the Dead or EDC Orlando, come say hi to us.
Say what's up.
We don't bite. We might be a little intoxicated, but we don't bite. All right, this is Rave Day Podcast, and hope to have y'all soon. On to the next one. Later.
Uh-oh, guess what day it is?
It's Rave Day! It's Rave Day! It's Rave Day!
It's Rave Day, baby!
So as they say in Canada, peace out.